Hallo Leute, Deutsche Amerikaner hier und herzlich willkommen zu Hotwire für ein neues Mod, äh, die Feuer ruft. Und heute wir spielen das Bundesrepublik Deutschland. Okay, I'm not gonna speak German the whole video, but for those that don't speak German, unlike me, we are playing a new mod in this playthrough, and that's The Fire Rises. It's a modern day mod, so there will be a lot of controversial series, so yeah, like that. That's an example of, like, the Taliban is something pretty controversial. So, yeah. That's an example of controversial topics, and it's set in the year 2020, and there's a deadly virus going across the world. And we gotta stop it. So we can just fight the pandemic. Yeah, so if you don't know what The Fire Rises is, like I said, so it may be a modern day mod, but it's an alternate history where 2020 was way worse. The coronavirus pandemic was way, way worse, and basically the world, and causes a lot of edgelords to rise up and take control of parts of the countries and gets them into civil wars and stuff like that. And it is set, in the real 2020, except with that. Like, for example, debate in the Bundestag. Let's blame the leftists for this mess. Yeah, since they're working with China, obviously, we can just shift all the blame to them. And we can enforce mask mandates, because you gotta be safe, But yeah, in Russia you got Putin in charge, Vladimir Putin, who is running an oligarchic democracy. And democracy with an asterisk, by the way, because, these parties are just controlled opposition. And only one party really matters in Putin's Russia, and that's United Russia. So their government just collapsed, so now Putin's terms got reset to 0. And now this means Putin can rule up to, 2036. And in America, you got Donald Trump, who's trying to stimulate the economy, fighting against COVID with Operation Warp Speed, and he's got an election coming up this year. We don't have our elections until 2021. It's like Gaddafi just retook control of Libya. Yeah, that NATO intervention really worked out. Yeah. Job kicking out Gaddafi, really. That NATO intervention back in 2011. Come on. Lockdown protests. The people speak. Up north in Canada, you got Justin Trudeau, who is secretly the son of Fidel Castro, by the way. I'm just kidding. But, yeah, it's a long story about Justin Trudeau. But, yeah. Yeah, this upcoming election, if Trump loses, I don't think he's gonna go down without a fight. I'm not sure. I don't know. That's just me. Kind of feels like it. Like, I know his rhetoric. Like, with his rhetoric, I understand why people don't like him. With the way he says stuff. Of course, here's, Quayadankan, who's brought up by the AfD. I don't want to bring the SPD in charge. I'm more leaning with CDU. Really would like to bring CDU, give them another term. So, and apparently later in 2022, eventually Putin dies. And this means, like, Dmitry Medvedev takes over as the next leader of United Russia. Yeah, he'll become the leader of that party, and then with the Communist Party of the Russian Federation, which is led by Grigory Zyuganov. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his first name correctly, but he wants to bring the Soviet Union back and bring back the Eastern Bloc. And there's the LDPR, which is the Liberal Democratic Party of Russia, which isn't very liberal and it's not really democratic, led by this guy named Vladimir Zhirinovsky, who constantly calls for the use of nuclear weapons against the West. Like, he always talks about wanting to invade NATO. Like, he's crazy. Like, he's nuts. And he even wanted to know if Trump was related to him. He wanted to do a DNA test. I believe he tried to do a DNA test because he wanted to see if he's related to Trump. But even though Trump isn't Slavic, he's German. He's actually German, not Russian. That's crazy. He's insane. But later, Zhirinovsky would turn on Trump later, and then he'd, call for his impeachment, stuff like that. But if he were to win, and he would die later on, and then you can, bring back the monarchy, bring back the Russian Empire, or just keep it a right-wing dictatorship. Just stuff like that. Alright, we have now reopened the country before anybody else. It's awesome. Alright, let's aim for energy independence. We're gonna do energy autarky. And then we're gonna proceed with shutting down Nord Stream 2. Kapoof. Alright, we can now crush the coronavirus. We're actually healing, unlike countries such as the United States and Saudi Arabia. Their king literally just died of COVID. At least not reaching us. Alright, first step. Let's take the first steps to energy independence. And then we will make Germany great again. Speaking about making Germany great again, I posted on X a clip of Redeem Zoomer responding to my donation about him, to him, about how I went to a Russian Orthodox church and there was a Russian Empire flag in like the dining, in like the community center of that church. I went to a Russian Orthodox, I visited a Russian Orthodox church in Cleveland, Ohio, and it had a Russian Empire flag in the community center. And I asked him how would he feel if Lutheran churches had German Empire flags in them. And he'd say that if Germans had a lot of nationalistic pride, they would probably do that. And then he just says that Germans should get over their guilt, which I find very based, by the way. Like, Germans need to get over their guilt from World War II. I mean, Hitler was an absolutely bad person. He basically was the reason why Germany has these borders we got today, rather than, like, owning places like Silesia, Pomerania, Ostmark, and Königsberg over here. Like, he's the reason why, like, he did not want peace. If he pursued for peace and not killed all the Jews, try to kick out all the Jews, Germany would have 1937 borders today. And Germany would be prosperous. But, yeah. Anyway, Germans need to get over their obsession over guilt. I mean, a lot of, every country's done really bad things. You don't see us Americans obsessing over guilt because of slavery. You don't see me obsessing over guilt of my nationality because I have a Confederate great uncle that served in the Confederate cavalry in West Virginia, fighting behind the lines. You don't see us doing that. I mean, every country's done really horrible things. So yeah, and that audio and that video clip just got like 2,000 views, more popular than my pinned post actually. So yeah. Make Germany great again. Like, I think the era that Germany was really great was probably during the times of, the period between 1871 to probably about, let's say about 1905 or 1910. Before Kaiser Wilhelm II decided to pursue his colonial pipe dream, which killed relations with Britain and Russia. And if he just pursued for peace, World War I would have never happened. I mean, if it were for Otto von Bismarck, World War I probably would have never happened. Because Bismarck actually wanted peace with both Britain and Russia. He pursued it. Anyway, we're gonna halt Nord Stream 2. Oh no. What about the oil? Had to pause that music because Because it is copyright material, so... Oh, those friggin' Islamists. I mean, you guys are more than welcome in our countries, but don't drive trucks into people. Don't stab kids and stuff like that. Like... Seriously. Idiots. So we're just gonna close Nord Stream 2. I mean, Mackel was the one that opened up Nord Stream 2. Kept it going. Kept all the pipeline going even after Putin took Crimea. Saudi refugees arrive. We can only afford taking so many. Sorry. Geschlossen! Nord Stream 2 got shut down. Kapoof! Okay, let's defend the minds of the youth. We can lobby for CDU. Oh, and I forgot to mention, some of the stuff I'm gonna say in this series might also be controversial if you're on the different side of the political spectrum. I don't mean to alienate anybody I don't mean to alienate anybody, any viewers that are on the left. So, I mean, I do identify as right-wing, personally, but I'm not far-right. Don't worry, I'm not a total fascist. I'm not a Nazi. Like, I condemn them. I actually really condemn Nazism, and fascism. Like, it's because of Hitler is why Germans come over guilt. And they hate their nationality, which I think is very bad, actually. He's the reason. It's Hitler that's the reason. So if I do say anything that's conservative, I hope no one takes offense to me. You know. Change in policy. We'll do our best. But don't drive trucks into people, don't stab kids, and don't throw other refugees into trains, stuff like that. We can tackle political extremism. I just saw that Biden won in the U.S. Looks like a lot of pro-democracy protests are rocking Russia. Those people are definitely getting thrown off windows or having their teas poisoned with polonium or Novichok or, hell, even rat poison or cyanide. Got the EU right here. Let's send them red menace. Wait. Both extremes are equally appalling. Alright, let's undermine the traffic light coalition. Our country. Scholz wants to destroy our country. Along with the Greens, so we can lobby against the STD. There's a lot of civil wars now. There's one in the Congo and there's one in Burma. And Saudi Arabia too, and there's also about to be one in the US. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, alright, let's form an army. We're getting our army back. Thanks. Because we will make Germany great again. Thank you very much. Can now then rethink German militarism as soon as the world gets more crazy. And then we'll go down here. Now, if the communists win in Russia, these two focuses can activate different paths to Germany. Like, if you turn a blind eye, then you get a the Reichsbürger can take over Germany, but they're not Nazis. They're just huge ultranationalists, and you can also bring back the monarchy too, but it's not under the Hohenzollerns. No, it's not under them. If you purge extremist officers, then you get the Nazis. You get the folkish nationalists and stuff like that. So I think I'm going to turn a blind eye to that. Hope they don't stage a coup against us. They better not. They better not stage a friggin' coup against us. Alright, let's expand our NATO contribution. Actually, today, gotta go to Ohio today, so this is my last video before I go to Ohio for a week. I wanted to film a Greg and a Chief episode this week, but I didn't have any time to, so. But maybe again in 2 weeks. And then in 2 weeks, I'm gonna say, oh, I'm gonna do it again in 2 weeks after that. Like, I'm gonna basically be like Trump a little bit. Like, say 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, every other 2 weeks. There's Habeck right there. Let's go with Babcock. I mean, Habeck, one time Habeck sent police after, someone that Habeck ist ein Narr, which means Habeck is an idiot. And he sent police to his house, to that guy's house. That guy was talking about, the Habeck via Kanzler, which is, doesn't mean, like, he was trying to be cool, but he really should have been like Habeck für Kanzler, not Habeck via Kanzler. Like, what, why is that for there? I mean, usually Germans, when you're speaking German, you know, you don't add a for. You know, it's, I mean, for in German is not for. For in German is für. Got Alice Weidel right there, who is a, funny thing about Alice Weidel is she's a, lesbian who's married to a Sri Lankan immigrant. I think they both live in Switzerland. They're not even living in Germany, so. Got Tino, I don't know too much about him, but yeah, we'll go with him. A brief detail about all the political parties here in Germany is, well, CDU-CSU is basically the Conservative Party. They are a Christian Democrat, conservative, center-right conservative party. A bit leftward under Merkel, but they're still pretty conservative. And then you got the SPD, which is the Social Democratic Party. They're a center-left party. And then you got the Grün, you got the Die Grünen, which is the Green Party. They support green politics. They don't really like fossil fuels that much. They're pretty much against fossil fuels. They just want total green energy, I think. The FDP, they are liberals or centrists. But they're pretty liberal. They used to be more right-wing, center-right, back in the Cold War era, but now they moved more to the left. Die Linke, which is actually the successor to the SED, which was the ruling party of the Deutsche Demokratische Republik. So they're the successor to that. And you got people like Saya Wagenknecht, that's a part of it. I mean, I know she broke away from SAD today, but as of 2020, she's a part of it, I believe. But yeah, they're a far left party, basically. And then you got the AfD, which is the far right party, which right here, as we can see, is the second most popular party of Germany. They're more popular in East Germany. Mostly. Like, they dominate East Germany over here. They are very, very right-wing. But they actually support Israel. a huge majority of the AfD support Israel. And Nazis don't like Israel. So, although there was this one member that, I don't know the whole story, but I think his name is Kra. I can't say that. I don't know his first name. I know his last name's Kra. But he got accused of saying some Nazi stuff in the European Parliament. So who knows? There might be some Nazis in the AfD. I mean, the real Nazi party is the Nationale Demokratische Partei, which is these people right there. They are just straight up neo-Nazis, those people. They've been around since 60s. And they're openly pretty neo-Nazi. Probably not very that open, because Nazism's banned in Germany. For reasons that are completely understandable. Since it's that obvious. The Bundeswehr have their own party too. Just kidding. And then there's Der Dritte Weg, which is a Strasserist party led by Klaus Amstroff. Just wanted to explain them before we, get on with things. Here we have the American Civil War, Second American Civil War. And got people like the American constitutional government, led by Trump, who did not accept the loss of 2020, so now he took the whole Midwest with him. Like, half of the Midwest sides with him. The other side sides with Biden, and Michigan gets blown up because Michigan is Michigan. And then you got Biden over here leading the Union of America. And then you see what I mean about very controversial people and edgy people? Well, here you go. This is the Atomwaffen Division, which is a terrorist group. They are very edgy. Like, very. Look, they even occupied Fort Myers, this part of Florida where I'm living at currently, but I am gonna move to Ohio eventually, so I won't be living in the area where Atomwaffen Division spawns. I mean, I'm pretty sure by this time I'm not here. Actually. I probably would. Me and my family probably would flee to Germany. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if this were to happen. Because, yeah. All right, we can now integrate the American bases. Look at that, I'm probably in Germany now. Tell them to make themselves comfortable, and then we can just support the orphans. Who should we lobby against? Let's lobby against STD. Oh, you can't do that. It's not giving me an option for some reason. Yeah, we can lobby against Delinka. They're the successor to these Germans. We gotta lobby against them. The world is getting very interesting. CDU has won that debate. Will my Siri just shut up already? FDP won. They're the less crazy people. Canada has left NATO. Goodbye, Canada. Enjoy yourselves. Aw, hell no. No, 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 no. In fact, you know what I should do with the Atomwaffen? I don't want any I'm sorry, I just don't want any crazy people in this playthrough, so I gotta do it. Like I'm pretty sure, the Dalvanga Brigade would love these people, by the way. Just saying. The friggin' Dalvanga Brigade. Oscar Dalvanga would probably love James Mason, who is actually the leader of the Atomwaffen. He would love that guy. The Atomwaffen division would make even Hitler wanna puke, by the way. A conservative Germany. Okay. Merkel's out. Alright, coalition. I mean, I want to go with the CDU and FDP, but it's not giving me an option here. We can go with the Deutschland coalition. At least historically, did coalitions with, FDP, historically. So yeah, now it's thanks to the Atomwaffen division. Thank God I'm at this point, I'm probably would be out of there. I mean, I'd feel much better if I were up here, even. Let's negotiate with Belarus and Russia. I mean, we'd condemn them, but we don't want to escalate stuff. Because we're wimps. Even though we're aiding Ukraine. I mean, who's the defense minister? Yeah, it's Social Democrats, so I'm pretty sure, this guy would do that because he's a wimp. Election. need to get ourselves in charge. Oh yeah, I forgot about the Patriot Front right here. Led by Thomas Roseo. He, this guy, so the Patriot Front is some of the most prominent, far-right groups in America, led by this guy. He actually acknowledged TFR, that he's in TFR. He recognized him being in the mod. And apparently this far-right group got exposed as being agents. I don't know if that's true, but it's just people saying that they got exposed for being a psych op. I mean, maybe they're actually fascist pieces of shit that are wandering around. But there's been some people that say that they are a psych op and that they're just there to make MAGAs look bad, make Republicans look bad. May the best nation win. And that nation's gonna be us. We need to take control of NATO. We're making... It's the first step to making Germany great again. They're a vital part of the economy. Can print more euro, can help out stuff, mitigate. Let's negotiate support for FDP. And of course we can bail out citizens. I struggle like the rest of us, unfortunately. Automotive? Oh, they're a vital part. We gotta protect our auto industry. We can't let over, because that's what Xi Jinping wants to do. He wants the whole world under the Chinese sphere of influence. Like currently Xi Jinping's goal is to screw over both the US and the European Union countries. Like, just saying. That's his goal. Screw us over. Get a big influence, and a big influence across the globe. So, yeah. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, join my Discord server. This has been Deutsche Amerikaner und Auf Wiedersehen.